I'm 35. When I was 19, I met the mother of my older daughter. I have two daughters. One's about to turn 16. The other one's 13. So I met my older daughter's mother. She, the long story short, she ended up being pregnant before I had met her.
Okay.
And
so your 16-year-old daughter is a adopted daughter?
I signed. I don't know if you call it adopted. I signed the birth certificate. I was there when she was born and everything. So she doesn't know that I'm not her biological father.
She's 16?
Yes, she's going to be 16 next month.
Oh, homie. Man. Yikes.
So I'm the kind of guy, I took responsibility because I'm the kind of guy that if you can do something right, you should do it. All right.
Okay.
But me and her mother aren't together anymore. We did have a plan, like from the beginning, to tell my daughter that I'm not her biological father when she turns 16, which is happening next month. Since then, her mother backed out for selfish reasons. She doesn't want our daughter to hate her or have any animosity towards her or anything like that.
She's gonna hate y'all so every minute you wait is like it's like a 401k. It's like the compound interest on her disdain for you two will grow with every minute. You should have told her way before now. Way before now.
I've come to realize that.
Yeah, not another minute.
I've been weighing everything. You know, I don't want to hurt her.
You already have.
And I know.
You already have. And so I like this is now, because here's what's happened is, and bro, listen, like I don't want to badmouth you or anything like that. I'm speaking emphatically just because I've sat with the other side of this when a kid finds out and they're 21 or they're 20 or they're 17 and it melts everything in their world. And it's not because they found out that you were an amazing dad that stood by her, you signed her birth certificate, which by the way, I don't even know if that's legal or not. But you did. And all throughout her life, you've been there. And then you and mom broke up and you've stayed. I'm assuming you continue to see her. You have custody rights and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, she lives with me and everything.
Okay. So that's not the issue. The issue for a 16-year-old finding this out will be now and forever. What else are they lying about? If they lied about something this big, is God real? Is sleeping around really that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like they'll question everything you've ever taught her values-wise. This is a big one. This is a big one.
I didn't think about any of that.
So it's less about, I mean, it is a big deal. She's going to want to know, who am I? Who's my real dad? But you have to understand, she's built a foundation. Her whole world rests on, I'm half this guy, Dennis, and half my mom. And when she finds out that she's half of a mystery person at 16, dude, that is psychologically unmooring. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. I just worry about like her future, man. Like what's this going to do to school? Like, is our grades going to drop, or is our future
probably
going to be ruined?
I don't say ruin. No. What will ruin it is if she finds out her parents lied to her whole life. That's the trauma here, is the dishonesty, not that you stepped up.
Yeah, and then that's a big thing with me too. I don't want to lie to her.
Right. And so I like it. Yeah, dude, because here's the thing, she's going to find out. She's going to do a DNA test. She's going to have to fill out questionnaires about health history. And by the way, does her bio dad know she exists?
Yes, from what her mom tells me. I'm not entirely sure how truthful she's been, but...
Bro, I would find that out, because if I had a daughter that some other dude swooped in and signed the birth certificate and mom didn't tell me, I would sue you guys to the moon and back. I would sue everybody to the moon and back.
I don't know if this guy's like that because she has told
Bro,
me
you tell me, I find out I have a 16-year-old daughter that I didn't know and that y'all hid it from me, I will become a very different person very quickly. Maybe not. Maybe he's a total, just a bum and whatever.
I'd be that way too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine if your ex-wife was pregnant with your kid and you didn't know it, and you have some son out there and she meets some other guy, she has him sign the birth certificate. Imagine, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but I always want to look at I guess the best evidence I have is the evidence right in front of me. And if a mom would try to convince you that we need to keep this from our daughter, a thing that will 100% be found out.
Yes.
There is no way to hide this indefinitely. That tells me she's willing to not tell the truth about anything that might make anybody else uncomfortable. And so what I would look at is, if she's capable of this, then she might be capable of not have ever telling that other guy that she was pregnant.
Yeah. She's always had narcissistic tendencies. So.
I don't care about the diagnostic term. Is she somebody who doesn't tell the truth?
Lately, no. I mean, yes. Lately, yes, but in the past, no.
Okay.
She has lied.
Okay.
Throughout our relationship, she's lied to me before.
So, dude, okay, so I'm jumping in here. Sorry, what's your question? Are you asking, should you tell her?
I guess the question is, should I tell her sooner rather than later?
Yes. I would tell your ex, this is happening, period.
Okay.
The best possible scenario for your daughter is you and her mother tell her together.
Just tell her if she has to be on board.
No, she doesn't have to be on board. You tell her.
I'm going to do it by myself.
That's exactly right. The best possible outcome for your daughter is that y'all get in a room and say, we held this from you. We did the best we could with what we thought was right. And now we've learned that we were wrong and we are sorry. And we messed this thing up. And you be very clear. I wasn't involved in making you, but I got here as soon as I could. And I didn't tell you early, but please, the best you can, let my actions speak louder than my words. I am your dad and you're my daughter.
Yeah.
But if I'm her, the very first thing I'm going to say is, y'all lied to me. The very next thing I'm going to ask is, does he even know I exist? And then if I'm her, I'm going to do everything I can now, but probably her mom's going to force her to wait till she's 18. I'm going to find that guy and find out if he knows. Period. I mean, who wouldn't want to know, right?
Yeah, it's understandable. I wouldn't fault her for that. I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, that's it. And so at some point, you're going to be a part of helping her find out, quote unquote, who she truly is genetically, right? You're going to be a part of that, or you're going to send her out on her own. And
yeah, it's important to know that.
Right. And kids can go through, all of us can go through tons of stuff. We just can't go through it alone. And so if you really want to provide, like basically you are pulling out the rug under your daughter. If you want to try to put another rug underneath her, is to say, I'll be a part of helping you find him if you're interested in that one day.
I like that.
I'll walk alongside you. But you look at her and you say, I will always be your dad, period. I will always love you. You've seen me show up for you for 16 years. I showed up for you before I even met you. And my truest hope for you, and especially for her, is that her bio dad, and this is going to sound awful for me to say, that her bio dad knew your ex was pregnant and he bailed on her and ran off and said, I don't want anything to do with this kid. I don't want you to abort this kid. I don't want anything to do with this kid. And then you stepped in. That would be best case scenario for this 16-year-old.
Yeah, it would be, but I think it's somewhere in between because I think he does know.
What makes you think that?
Her mom told me that she had ran into him in a bar one day, and he asked about her. So I guess he even knew before then. But
do you know who this guy is?
I've never met the guy. No.
Do you know who he is?
I've heard names here and there, but she's changed the name, I think, to get her away from me. Like she had a boyfriend, and she lied and said he was the father when I know he wasn't, because she had said a different name before.
Okay.
And I would think that was just trying to get me out of the picture, and I wasn't having that.
It may be worth you telling wife, I'm going to do a DNA test on my daughter, and we're going to find out who the dad is. You're going to tell me who the dad is.
Okay.
And I guess what I want you to hear me saying is, in every way possible, I want this sweet 16-year-old girl whose world is about to get turned upside down, that when she feels like she is in a free fall, that at the very worst, you are free falling with her. At the very best, you're going to be free falling, but don't ever forget, I've got you. You're anchored in. You get what I'm saying? So in a perfect world, this starts at like 4 or 5.
Okay.
With like age 4 or 5, with that sentiment. I wasn't there when you were made, but I got here as soon as I could. And from the age 3, 4, 5, or 6, like whatever age those conversations start coming up, she always knows, no, I picked you. And remember when she was 4 or 5 and trying to fight you on everything and trying to establish boundaries and all that, like all 4, 5, and 9, 10, and 13-year-olds do? Yeah. The common refrain is, I picked you. Right?
I wish I'd known all that.
I know. And that's why I'm not beating you up. But it's that old Maya Angelou quote, like, do the best you can, and then when you find out different, you do better. Right? And so here you are. You're faced with a really tough situation. From the few things you've told me about your ex, I am doubling and tripling down on my relationship with this young little girl. And you can tell your ex, you can be with us, but we're going forward this way. Because this little girl deserves to know the truth about her life, the truth about how loved she is, the truth about truth. She deserves to know all of that. And that conversation, for a 16-year-old, 16-year-olds are smart. They get it. They're aware. They're not emotionally mature, but they get stuff in really big ways, often underestimated by adults. But you sit down and the first thing you say is, I'm about to dump your world upside down, and I thought I was doing right, and I'm so, so sorry. But today starts me doing right.
It's scary.
It's terrifying. Yeah. And expect her to lose her mind. Expect your ex to say all the right things and your 16-year-old to say, screw you, Dad, I want to go live with her. Expect all that. It's going to be a ping pong match of emotions for her because her whole world's getting dumped upside down. I mean, just think for a second, like, her dad's not her dad. I mean, I'm sorry, her dad is not her father.
Right.
It's just tough. But yeah, your ex is out to lunch on, let's just don't tell her. That's madness. That is a way to get that kid to cut y'all off forever, and rightfully so. You can go back and listen to some of my shows. I've had people call in when they say, like, hey, I found out somebody gave me 23andMe when I was 25 or 21. I found out my dad's not my dad. And it just ripples through their entire life, through their marriages, through their kids. It just becomes one of those things that sets their family tree on fire.
Yeah, I can't do that to her.
There you go, man. It sounds like you're a good man, dude. What about your 13-year-old? Are y'all? Is she a bio daughter?
Yeah, she's mine with a different woman.
Okay.
Actually, me and her have had a conversation similar, and she said she wouldn't have seeked out her father if I wasn't.
I know, dude, but she's
just to gauge.
She's 13.
Yeah.
She's 13, dude. You get what I'm saying? Like
I get you.
She's 13. Like I don't. 13s are just a ball of emotions and hormones and energy and data and facts flying at them 1,000 miles an hour. They're still a human being trying to sense the world in the dark. And so I never would have gone looking. 100% you would go looking. Even if it's just to find out your cancer risk, for crying out loud, right? She would. And so, yeah, man, I'm so grateful that you called. And I would love to know what happens. And dude, I have a rule. I don't usually talk to kids under 18, but if y'all two wanted to call, I'd talk to you both at the same time. I'd be happy to do that. And if you and your ex want to call in and how to navigate that conversation together, y'all being adults, so we say, hey, we're not together anymore. There's been animosity between us, but this is best for our daughter. Absolutely.